I think everyone can agree that ads are a nuisance, and to make matters worse, you don't get anything for the never-ending stream of highly targeted marketing that you are subject to on pretty much every website these days. The problem is that for a service to be free, someone has to be paying the bills, and that's where Brave and the BAT token come in, with a new novel way of trying to monetize the internet. So stick around and let's talk about it. Hey guys, I'm Sprague, and if you're anything like me, you probably strongly dislike ads. But they've been around since the dawn of the internet for the very simple reason that running a website costs money. And if the content on that website is free, then the creators need to make money somehow. However, it's gotten to the stage now where ads on certain sites are so bad that our first instinct is to immediately go for an ad blocker. Personally, I used to have a Raspberry Pi that sat on my network and blocked all traffic for all devices on my network to stop me getting an ad. And if you're among the privacy conscious, don't even get me started on the amount of data that is currently tracked by third parties to make sure that they can deliver you the specific ads that they think you want to see. However, blocking all ads is really harmful for the state of the free internet. For example, your ad watching could be going towards supporting your favorite creator or keeping your favorite crypto news source on the web for years to come without any sort of paywall. And just as a sidebar here, if you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing. The problem lies in the greed that various websites have when it comes to advertising revenue. For example, you might have been one of the few people that had to watch an ad at the start of this video, and you might have thought, Sprague's making me sit through an ad. But actually I'm not. I'm not monetized yet. I don't hit the requirements that YouTube have set to earn money on my own content. What you're actually seeing is an ad that YouTube has put on my content and is taking the full revenue for and isn't paying me. The thing is, these videos take 10 to 11 hours to make. And me receiving any cut of the profit from that ad is the difference between me waking up at 7 o'clock every morning to get in 2 hours of script writing, editing, filming before I start my day job, to me being able to do this full time and make multiple videos a week. But right now, my ads are just going to YouTube, and I'm pretty sure that they can do without that money. But we only see one side of the picture, and BAT is actually aiming to make the system better for everyone involved, which means the advertisers, the content creators or publishers, and the end users. This is because currently the advertising space has gotten so crowded and there is such little profits to be made off of advertising purely because of the fact that there are so many middlemen involved that are necessary now to make sure that your ad is served to the right people. Google as a company makes a large portion of its money purely by being an ad platform. This means that it's starting to become prohibitively expensive to actually advertise in the first place. And then when you do, you have no guarantee that your ads are going to be shown, say, as a pre-roll before one of these videos, or at the bottom of some dodgy website in a back alley in the internet. So this system sucks for everyone. The advertisers aren't happy because not only are they having to pay exorbitant amounts of money to get their adverts shown, there's no guarantee that those ads will ever lead to a conversion. The users aren't happy because it's become so easy just to plaster a website in ads and make an almost just ad wall to gain as much money as possible from the users. And the publishers aren't happy because as a web developer, no one wants to have to think about where to put ads that could block the flow of reading and cause a user to have a bad experience on your website. So then what is the solution? Well, step one is to block all pre-existing ads, and that's where the Brave browser comes in. The Brave browser is a browser that's based on Chromium, which is the open source arm of Google Chrome. This makes it a nice, easy transition if you're coming from any Chrome-based browser because all of your extensions and plugins will always work on Chromium. The main functionality of Brave, however, is to block all ads and all third-party trackers that are present on the sites that you view. This means that by default, it will stop you from seeing any ads or having any of your data collected by known trackers or ad services. However, if you're watching this video, then you're probably also pretty interested in the BAT token. And the BAT token is how they incentivize the viewing of ads within the Brave browser. This means that you can collect your BAT that you get for viewing these adverts and then tip the creators and publishers that you would like to support directly, rather than indirectly supporting ones that maybe you don't care about so much. Because all of this is built into the browser, it makes it incredibly easy to do this. If a website has a BAT tip jar set up, then just by browsing the site, you will be able to tip them some back. This means that if you had a website that you particularly enjoy browsing, or a content creator you particularly enjoyed watching, you could tip them every time you watch them just from the ads that you have gained. Or you could just save up your BAT, cash it out, and you've made a little bit of profit. The best part about this is that the ads are opt-in. They are not served on pages within Brave. They come up as a little pop-up at the bottom corner of the screen asking you if you want to watch the advert. But you can turn these notifications off and you'll never see an ad again. But you might be questioning how this is any different to traditional advertising, because we're still seeing targeted ads. Running on the Ethereum blockchain as an ERC20 token, BAT aims to facilitate the decentralization of an ad marketplace. This means that advertisers could spend BAT to have their ads shown to users who actually want to watch the adverts, because advertisers don't want to show their ads to users in a way that could be a nuisance, because this could create a negative bias in the user's eyes that they will then associate that product with a bad user experience. Then the user will be rewarded for watching this ad, and they can then use it to go and either tip their favorite creators, or their user attention on a creator or publisher's website will also bring in revenue for that creator. This is by a user attention score, which I will cover in a minute. However, for the advertisers to be happy with this arrangement, the ads do still need to be targeted, because untargeted ads going to the wrong people is just a waste of money. But where most third-party trackers will send your data to a server where it will either sit, get sold, or could be compromised, Brave, on the other hand, keeps all of your tracking data completely local to your computer and never sends it out. This means that ads can be targeted to you without your private data ever being exposed to the web. As I mentioned, one of the main benefits to Brave and BAT is user attention score. What this is a way of tracking how long a user spent on a particular website. If a user spends more than 25 seconds on the website, then it will take the total time spent and assign it a user attention score. This is then used to fairly distribute BAT to the creators who are managing to keep user attention. This incentivizes publishers to create content the users want to consume so that they will spend more time on the websites, and disincentivizes people from just sticking a bunch of adverts on a page in the hopes that it will bring in some more revenue. This creates a system similar to ads, where the more viewers and the more users you have on your site or watching your videos, the more money you will gain. This makes it a relatively scalable and safe income stream, and one that websites can actually rely on, unlike things like affiliate links or donations, which can be sporadic at best. This is one of the crypto projects that I am very excited about. As someone who has been around on the internet long enough to get very, very sick of adverts, but now as a content creator whose livelihood and future of doing this full time actually depends on those ads, I personally see the current way that advertising works as extremely harmful to the user. And I think that anything that shakes up the way that it's currently done and makes it more fair and better for each individual using the internet, the better it is for everyone. And founded by the man who not only created JavaScript, but also co-founded the Mozilla Firefox web browser, you know that the project is in safe hands. And the core concept for BAT is great. It means that not only are the users rewarded for the ads that they see, but the publishers can spend more time worrying about the content they create and not how well they are placing their ads and how they can maximize their CPMs and RPMs. And the advertisers know that their ads are being shown to an actually receptive audience. It's just a win for everyone. But before I round this out, there are a few issues that we do need to talk about. And the first major one is the Brave browser itself. While it's built on Chromium and should make an easy transition for any Chrome users, it's still competing with Chrome. And the problem is that for this to work on a large scale, it needs a mass user base. But when it's competing with juggernauts like Firefox and Chrome, it's got a long way to go before it actually manages to gain any browser dominance. There is talks of a Chrome extension being created, however there is no confirmation as to when that will happen. And secondly, by incentivizing the watching of ads, this might actually deter some advertisers, because some advertisers might see it that people are only watching the ads because of the reward that they will get for doing so. This means that the advertisers don't actually know whether the person watching the ad is doing so because they want to watch the ad, or because they just want the reward that comes from it. However, conversion metrics should be able to settle any fears that this is the case, and I'd be interested to see what the difference between Brave advertising and traditional web advertising has on a product. The other problem is that those who are most likely to be watching every single ad that BAT provides, and not just the ones they're interested in, are also likely to be the ones who need the money that comes from BAT, and therefore won't be contributing to the ecosystem by tipping creators. They'll be selling the BAT that they get, and they could even be inflating their views to try and maximize the monetization from watching ads. However, as I said, I'm extremely excited for the future of BAT, and I genuinely believe that if they can get the widespread adoption that they need, then it could be the future of advertising. However, the problem is that the middlemen that they are trying to cut out is currently one of the biggest companies on the web, and some might say the backbone of the web. So there's definitely going to be some complications arising when that company starts to feel like Brave is becoming a threat. But after 20 years of the same system that is inherently harmful for the user, things need to change. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know this one was a little bit less tech orientated on BAT itself, but being an ERC20 token, there's really not that much that I can talk about by way of chain or consensus mechanism, because it's just using Ethereum. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a like or a comment down below. And if you just enjoy my content in general, please consider subscribing. Thanks, bye.